Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again. So figured I'd do a little video on mounting these step bars on the side of my truck. I purchased a set of Aries brand, A-R-I-E-S, Aries brand step bars for the Coyote Swap F-150. And I'm just looking at how they go together. And I'm going to show you something that I'm a little concerned about here in the way these are manufactured. So give me a second, we'll get those. Hang on. All right. So got the bracket plate here, and I'm going to take the hardware. I'm going to lay it on the back of the truck. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So give me a second here while I grab this. All right, so let's go back out here and lay this out, and I'll show you. So on the inner rocker panel on the truck, you have a pair of large bolts, and I'll show you underneath the truck. I'll get underneath and show you. And you mount a couple of bolts to the rocker, and then these two top holes right there, these two big ones right here, will mount to those bolts. And then this rounded edge part right here is what you bolt the actual step bar to. So there's also some bolt holes right here. These two right here, they got my fingers in, and you're supposed to run a couple of bolts through the pinch weld, and these are designed so that these match up with holes that are already in the pinch weld on the truck. And then you run a couple of small bolts through the pinch weld up through these holes, and so that this is bolted to the back of the rocker panel and the pinch weld as well, which is a pretty secure way to mount it, I think. But there is a problem in the way these are cut and molded and manufactured. So let me get a little bit out of the sun here, get more in the shade where I can show you. There we go. It's about 85-degree hot sunny day here in Texas. Yep, summer's around the corner. So let me show you. So you got this little flat washer here that is supposed to go over this hole right there. Problem is it's not, the hole's not cut right for the washer. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you can see, the washer can't cover the hole completely, and you really can't bolt through it unless I bore out these holes a little bit, and then there won't be really anything for the washer to bite on if I do that. You can, I did experiment with underneath the truck with it. I'll show you that in a second, on kind of doing it like this. Where you run the bolt up through it like that and then tighten it down like that. It'll bend the washer down, of course, more into a slightly curved shape. Not sure what I'm going to do here, but Aries, not liking that at all. Not liking that at all. Could have designed this better to where it worked the way it's intended according to the instructions, because the instructions don't say anything about you know, I'm just following the written instructions in the sheet that came with the product. So not liking that real well. I'm sure I can come up with a solution though. So maybe I can go to Home Depot and find something. I have something in mind, so let me think about that. But I'm going to go back underneath the truck, and I'm going to show you what we're talking about. So hang on. All right, so we're underneath the truck, and I've got one of the mounting brackets just kind of loosely bolted in here just to stage it so you can see what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm talking about right there. And you can see how that bolt, if you do it like that, it'll bend it. and there's just the way this bracket is molded and created. It doesn't. There's no relief on the back side of it. It's not designed right for this washer to sit in there flat like it's supposed to. Not sure what I'm going to do. You know, honestly, I don't know that I need a bolt to the pinch weld. It's going to sit on the pinch weld anyway. Like I said, I've got an idea rolling around in my head. I think there's another option we might be able to do, just to secure it to the pinch weld if that's absolutely necessary. But anyway, so let me kind of give you an idea of how this kind of goes together. So give me a second, I need to grab something. I'll be right back. All right, so the inner rocker panel has some rubber grommets that are installed in some of the cutouts, and the instructions have you remove these, and once you do that, there's a plate that you can fit into the hole, and it has studs welded into the plate. And so let me get underneath there and I'll show you what that looks like. So that's where one of those rubber grommets was, and this plate is obviously larger than the hole, so you have to kind of shimmy the bolts into it and spin it and get it to where it faces out like that, and then you end up with that. Not terribly difficult, so kind of makes sense. It works. I've got a set of these bars on, I have another truck, a 99 F-150. This one's a 2000, and I haven't looked underneath to see how it's mattered, what the hardware with it looks like. My son is using the truck right now, so it's not even here. But anyway, I'm going to experiment with this, and when I find a solution, I'll be back. All right, so I've got these mounting brackets in here. They're just finger tight. They're not tightened in. So I've got the bar, step bar, and I'll show you what the mounts look like. So we're going to test fit these in, and I'll just hand tighten them, see what it looks like. All right, well, I went ahead and started all the bolts, and we got them snugged in. I got everything tightened up, and so the passenger side one is now installed. I think it looks pretty good. So just kind of look down the truck. And let's look at the front. Not bad, not bad at all. Yeah, doesn't look terrible. I was kind of worried about it looking out of place, but it really doesn't. I think it's going to be okay. Like I said, not my favorite thing to do on this truck, but for the sake of having my wife along for the ride, well worth it. Well worth it, in my opinion. And it does make it a little bit easier to get up over the bolsters on these seats, because I didn't realize that was going to be a problem when I put these in here, but it is. You really kind of have to hike up over these bolsters and slide over them and then down in. Not a big problem for most guys. I think most guys master that move pretty easily, and for the sake of what they are, we'll do it. But a lot of women out there in our lives will be like, what did you do that for? I hate this thing. So for the sake of marital peace and harmony, we got step bars now, at least on the one side, so I'll get the one on the driver's side bolted up. It'll be the same as what you saw over here. I went ahead and put the hardware that came with the step boards into those holes that I showed you, where the washer would have to bend up for the hole to fit. I'm not happy with that, and again, I have an idea of a way to do something better. I need to go to hardware store and look and see if what I'm thinking, if I can get it, and if I can, it'll just be a matter of popping out a couple of bolts and replacing them. So we'll see on that, and I'll keep you up to date on that. So for now, just picking up where we left off the other day. So we got the step bar installed, and it is wife approved. She loves it, and these new seats are even wife approved. She likes those. So win-win. In fact, in spite of the fact that this truck is a little bit loud, she now says she actually likes going places in this more than she does in this. And that's pretty much a bone stock 99 XLT. The only thing I've done to it's put a stereo in it. Oh, it's got cat deletes, so yeah, it doesn't have cats on it anymore. Where I am, we're not required to have catalytic converters or anything older than 25 years. So yeah, not a whole lot there. It's got a different grill in the front of it too, but cover on the bed. But other than that, pretty stock. That's been my secondary project truck. I got a few more things we're going to do with it here pretty soon, so there might be another video with it coming out pretty soon. But so like I said, we put the step bar here on the passenger side. Win-win. I haven't done it over here on the driver's side yet because, and this is actually another video that I was going to make. We'll go ahead and talk about it now. A few years ago, we got into a wreck on this side of the truck with it, and we've talked about this in other videos. And we smashed in the fender here, and crushed in the bottom of the door and scraped the bottom of the bedside down there. And I was able to find another door at a wrecking yard in the same color. I actually have another fender too. It's in the bed of the truck. We're going to swap out the fender. But crushed in the rocker panel pretty bad, and I've got a brand new rocker panel inside the bed here as well. And we're gonna but previously this door, and it's fixed now. I took it to a shop that had a frame jig where they were able to actually strap it down to a frame jig, tie on to the A-pillar and pull it back out. But when the door and the rocker panel got crushed, that right there got crushed also, and it was crushed in here, and it was actually, so the door was actually pushed in, the door hinge was actually pushed. And so when you close the door, now like I said, it's fixed now, but previously when you close the door, you had a big gap up here, and as you can see, that closes right and lines up now. So that's fixed. I was throwing it, I'll insert a picture here where you can see what it used to look like. So anyway, the reason I didn't mount that other step board is because we got to fix this first. So that whole rocker has to be cut out and new one welded in its place. But at least now the door shuts right, and no more gap top of door with a bunch of wind noise howling every time you drove it. So happy about that. So anyway, that kind of puts a wrap on the step board for now. I've got a shop that's going to do the rocker panel for me, and we'll show you that here. I'll show you part of it anyway. And get the bed cover open, and show you what we got. Got lucky and found another matching red fender, and that box here. That box has the rocker panel in it, and here's cab corner. So that's replacement cab corner, and a fender in the bed here. So fender we're going to do here pretty soon. I'll probably do that in the next few weeks, get that fender put on. And like I said, there's a shop up here we're going to take it to and let them cut the rocker panel out of it and replace that. And we got the driver's side step bar right there, so we'll be good to put that on. So soon the body work will be done on it. Am I going to paint it? Yeah, not right now though. So just going to leave it the way it is for now and enjoy it, drive it for a little bit. Also picked up a new rear bumper because this bumper has been hit a few times. And I've been backed into in parking lots. So I got a new bumper. When we repaint the truck, we'll have the bumper painted to match, and we'll install new rear bumper when we repaint the truck. So, all right, close her up and call it a day. So thanks y'all. That'll put a wrap on the installation video for the step bars for now. Like I said, when we get the truck fixed, we'll get the other one put on, and we'll put that on camera too. So all right, y'all have a good day.